Well, hello and good afternoon. My name is Alfred Hall, Program Director of the Excellence Awards in Science and Engineering at the National Science Foundation. We'd like to welcome you to our second virtual ceremony for recognizing state and jurisdiction finalists for the Presidential Awards for Excellence for Mathematics and Science Teaching. We have a phenomenal program set for you today to recognize our finalists from across our nation and with our respective jurisdictions. I'd like to begin by inviting our Acting Division Director, Dr. Jessie Darrow, to bring welcoming remarks on behalf of the Directorate of STEM Education and the Division of Equity for Excellence in STEM. Dr. Darrow.
Thank you, Dr. Hall, and thank you all for having me here today. As Dr. Hall mentioned, I am the Acting Division Director for the NSF Division of Equity for Excellence in Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. And our division's mission is to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion across the nation in all STEM education programs and careers. As you know, the National Science Foundation administers the Presidential Awards for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching, or PAEMST, on behalf of the White House and the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. Together, we've celebrated and honored K-12 teachers for more than 40 years, and we hope to continue to do so for many more decades to come. Today, we celebrate another cohort of outstanding K-12 teachers as their state or jurisdiction's finalists for the PAEMST Award. These finalists will now be reviewed by a national panel to identify our potential 2024 presidential awardees. I'm so happy to be able to join you in honoring your work and you this afternoon. I'm so happy that you are getting this recognition from your colleagues and peers today. This milestone is important, and I hope that you are proud for this achievement. Please know that we are all so very appreciative of your work. Those of us who are parents with children in K-12 system appreciate the work of teachers every day. In particular, your remarkable accomplishments to improve STEM learning, interest, and understanding is what we're recognizing and honoring with this event. And we also get to welcome you to the PAEMST community. As members of this special cohort, NSF encourages you to stay in touch with one another, share your instructional practices, and continue to encourage and mentor future applicants and teachers. Please enjoy the networking opportunity at the end of this recognition event. It's just one example of the many ways that we try to support the community of PAEMST alumni. So in the Zoom world, we now have to applaud via emoji. So together, let's congratulate the 2024 cohort of state and jurisdiction finalists for the PAEMST Award in the truest Zoom tradition of celebrating with clapping hands emojis, party hats, confetti, or any other emoji of your choice. Because we can't do an open line applause, I will pause and give you my applause here. And please know that we appreciate everything that you do. And it's my pleasure now to turn back the podium to Dr. Hall, who will begin the formal program to recognize this year's PAEMST state finalists. Thank you.
Thanks again, Dr. Darrow. We appreciate those opening remarks and welcoming our group today. We would now like to invite one of our 2020 awardees from the state of California in mathematics, Compet Pease, who will bring also congratulatory remarks on behalf of the PAEMST alumni.
Welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such an honor to be here today. Virtually, as we celebrate the incredible achievements of all the state and jurisdiction finalists for the PAEMST Award. First and foremost, I want to extend My heartfelt congratulations to each one of you. This is a huge deal. Your dedication, your passion, and excellence in teaching have not only earned you this prestigious recognition, but has also made a lasting impact on the lives of countless students. Your commitment to fostering curiosity, critical thinking, and a love for learning in the fields of mathematics and science, which includes computer science and engineering, is truly commendable. I recall the moment I received the notification of being a finalist for the state of California. My husband was driving at the time. I was in the passenger seat. There might have been some loud screaming involved, and I may have startled my husband just slightly, but thankfully we didn't crash, and I felt a mixture of disbelief, joy, and immense gratitude. It affirmed that the countless hours of planning, the endless curiosity of finding better ways to engage my students, and the unwavering commitment to their success were all worth it. As you know, the journey through the application process was both challenging and rewarding. It required deep reflection on my teaching practices, a thorough documentation of my instructional strategies, and a demonstration of the positive impact on my students' learning. As I navigated through this process, I felt a profound sense of pride in my work and an even greater and deeper appreciation for the teaching profession as a whole. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I go back and I read through my portfolio submission, and it gives me a boost of confidence and validation that I am doing what I can to be the most effective educator for my students. As finalists and awardees, if you're selected later on, we have a unique opportunity to influence the future of education. Our recognition serves as a beacon, illuminating the path for other educators to follow. We have the power to advocate for high-quality education, inspire our peers, and continue to innovate in our teaching practices. One of my favorite aspects, and it's been mentioned earlier, of being in the PAEMST family is the networking opportunities that are available to us. We truly become family. We're bumping into each other at different conferences and events. We collaborate and ask questions, as well as become each other's sounding boards. Other perks of the award are the financial incentive and swag. Let me tell you, you're gonna get lots of swag, not only from PAEMST, but you'll be sent tools and items from educational companies for your subject area. I received this enormous banner that my school is still proudly displaying, and everyone who visits is sure to see it because seriously, it's really big. So whether or not you ultimately get selected as an awardee, you should be tremendously proud of your achievement thus far. And let me tell you, I understand and I know that the wait can seem interminable, so long, in fact, that finalists have asked if they should consider applying for the next cycle if the awardees haven't been announced yet. And my response to that is absolutely. There's no harm in doing so. In fact, some awardees, it's taken them multiple attempts before they're ultimately recognized. So definitely do it. I encourage each of you to embrace this honor with pride and to continue to be ambassadors for excellence in mathematics and science education. There will be many, many opportunities and doors that will open up for you. In my experience, I've been featured in newspapers, magazines, TV, news, podcasts, etc. I've been invited to provide PD and present at conferences. Recently, I was invited to speak at NSTA Denver as a keynote panelist, and I was tasked with giving a 10-minute TED Talk-like speech. It's going to be awkward at first because as teachers, we aren't used to being in the spotlight. We're behind the scenes people, but take it from me, as someone who kind of goes away from the spotlight, just go for it. You have this platform to advocate for your students, your school, and community. So share your experiences, mentor the new teachers, and contribute to the ongoing dialogue about effective teaching strategies. Together, we can make a significant difference in the lives of our students and in the broader educational community. Once again, congratulations to all the state and jurisdiction finalists.
Thank you very much, Compet, for those encouraging remarks and for sharing a bit about the incredible experience you've had as a finalist from your state, but also as a presidential awardee. And now for the main moment that we've been waiting for, the recognition of the 2024 finalists for the Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. I'll be joined also by my colleague, Jim Colby, who will be assisting with the recognition of our finalists as well. From Alabama in mathematics, Ashley Dark, Heather Hurt, Chandra Upchurch. And in science, Mary Brennan, Megan Gale, and Melody Green. In Alaska, for science, Teresa Reich. From American Samoa, in mathematics, Loretta Mapu Antonio, Kuipo Racha Manini. And in science, Tailua Apaiza Fortituo, Marasawa Pefu, and Itumala Tufi. In Arizona, for mathematics, Eric Youngbluth. And in science, Nicole Tapia. For the state of Arkansas, in mathematics, Amy Allen. And in science, Renee Freeman and Gretchen Frey Aldenhoven. In California, for mathematics, Suzanne Huerta. And in science, Shireen Fillingham Selk and Fong Yuzov. My colleague Jim will pick up with the state of Colorado.
Good late afternoon, everyone. From the state of Colorado in mathematics, Kathleen McDonald, Tiffany Mira, and Christina Triplett. From Colorado in science, Terry Crump, Allison Lawarn, Tracy Voris. From the state of Connecticut in mathematics, Lisa Liptak, Tiffany LeConte, and Elizabeth Morales. From Connecticut in science, Erica Campbell, Annalisa Martins, and Diana Walker. In Delaware in mathematics, Brittany Campbell, Harry Haley, and Carlo Pesquera. In Delaware science, Karen Eller. The District of Columbia, mathematics, Samia Blandford, Angelica Pozzo, and Katie Sofer. In the District of Columbia for science, Carol Thompson. DODEA, the Department of Defense Education Activity. And by the way, that is the largest school district in the United States. DODEA Mathematics, Louise Lambertson, Cindy Weaver, and Julie Wild. DODEA Science category, the state finalists are Labrina Chandra, Tiffany Kelly, and Jennifer Knopf.
From the state of Florida in mathematics, Nicolette Barone, Stephanie Ream, and Cynthia Tennell. For science, from the state of Florida, Sarah Burgee, Lainey Clowers Glenn, and Kay Ebelt. From the state of Georgia in mathematics, Carmen Smith and Stephanie Smith Hall. And in science, Stephanie Asseltine, Christy Fogel, and Casey Sheridan. From Guam, we have Delson Balance in mathematics. And from the state of Hawaii, Arietta Aguingwin, Taylor Shiro, and Kathleen Trifanovich. And in science from Hawaii, James Braithwaite. From the state of Idaho, in mathematics, Amanda Holland, Tamara McMorrow, and Justin Pickens. And in science from Idaho, Jeffrey Blower and Gina Quid. You're muted, Jim.
From Illinois in mathematics, Margaret Goodwin, Sarah Murphy, and Abby Sweeten. Illinois science category, Precious Allen, Stephanie John, Cesar Simeon. And moving on to the state of Indiana in the mathematics category, Kimberly Matsuoka, Madeline Miller, and Brittany Tinkler. Indiana science category, Stephanie Modlin. From Iowa in the mathematics category, Susan Wenger, and in the science category from Iowa, Brenda Kaufman. The state of Kansas, mathematics, Lindsay Croft. In the science category, Shirley Rose and Jenna Sims. From Kentucky in the mathematics category, Emily Lehman and Rhonda Whitaker. In the science category from Kentucky, Jennifer McCafferty and Christina Morris.
From the state of Louisiana, in the category of mathematics, we have Emily Carmichael, Tricia Foss, and Amy Taylor. In the science category from Louisiana, we have Jennifer Callender, Jody Landry, and Beth Olivier. From the state of Maine, in mathematics, we have Deb Larson Soderberg. And in science from Maine, Hillary Belfleur and Marcia Train. From the state of Maryland, in mathematics, we have Christine Baker, Lisa Herpner, and Nora McPhee. And in science from the state of Maryland, Kimberly Grabenstein, Jessica Owens, and Christina Powell. From the state of Massachusetts, in the mathematics category, Ashley Cardarelli, Deborah Regensberger, and Laura Weiss. And in science from Massachusetts, Benjamin Ligon and Kathleen Shaw. From the state of Michigan, in mathematics, we have Janice Cato. And in science, Rebecca Derling, Molly Jepson, and Jessica Mall.
From Minnesota, mathematics category, Christian Kao, Sarah Donovan, and Mark Nekanicki. Minnesota in the science category, Kelly Gibson, Deanna Trottier, and Krista Willow Fink. In Mississippi, in the mathematics category, Sarah Broadbent, Cassandra Johnson Hudson, and Shonda Holm. In Mississippi, in the science category, we have Judy Chase, Carissa Reed, and Diane Smith. In the Show Me State, in the mathematics category, we have Deanna Lively, Elizabeth Motaz, and Olivia Stradaszewski. In Missouri, in the science category, we have Stephanie Knight, Tanji Stringfellow, Jordan Kapp. Tanji Stringfellow. Moving on to Montana, it's science in the category Jordan Kapp. In Nebraska, in the science category, Thomas McChristian, Megan Mullen, and Miranda Orellana. In Nevada, the mathematics category state finalist is Sarah Rosensack. And the science category, Adrian Wiggins. And in New Hampshire, in the mathematics category, our state finalist is Brandy Bulldog.
From the state of New Jersey, in mathematics, we have Hanan Atia and Brian Pauling. And for the science category in New Jersey, Simone Miller, Brittany Murrow, and Kimberly Ann Terwilliger. In the state of New Mexico, for mathematics, Elaine Blazer and Michelle Sanchez. And in New Mexico, for the category of science, Megan Strang. From the state of New York, for the mathematics category, Susan Murray. And for science from the state of New York, Kaylin Geard. From the state of North Carolina, in the mathematics, we have Brock Elgin, Krista Ricks, and Katarina Smith. And for the science category from North Carolina, Courtney Eller, Jean Palazzo, and Rebecca Walker. From the state of North Dakota, in the mathematics category, we have Melvina Murray. And in science, from the Northern Mariana Islands, we have Janina Ruth Manglona. From the state of Ohio, in mathematics, we have Erin Cox and Christina Summercamp. And in science, from the state of Ohio, we have Abigail Bowl, Jessica Fries Gaither, and David Murdoch. From Oklahoma, in mathematics, we have Karen Bermudez, Mary Daly, and Sharon Wendell. And in science, from Oklahoma, we have Lisa Pitts. From the state of Oregon, in science, we have Nicholas Chrissy. And in Pennsylvania, for the category of mathematics, we have Jill Lutz, Alyssa Padovano, and Susan Schick. And in science, we have Maureen Lee, Jeffrey Novak, and Jessica Perfetto.
In Puerto Rico, in the mathematics category, our state finalist is Maria Sierra. And in the science category, our state finalists are Beatriz Alderando Rodriguez and Nadia Torres. And moving to Rhode Island, in the science category, Stacy Gale. In South Carolina, in the mathematics category, Wallace Bond, Maybeer Quintana Rodriguez, and mathematics state finalist, Brittany Terry. In the science category in South Carolina, Sarah Boone, Audrey Pallas, and Courtney Seabury. In South Dakota, 3 state finalists in mathematics, Valerie Nelson, Kinley Stetson, and Michelle Stumpf. In Tennessee, in the mathematics category, Kathy Cambron and Lauren Fluharty. The science category in Tennessee, state finalists are Kelly Carey and Deborah Schuler. In the state of Texas, our 3 mathematics state finalists are Tracy Fumo, Lauren Pelos, and Mark Rogers. In the science category in Texas, our state finalists are Amber Chalmers, Kaya Jones, and Lindsay Liker.
From the U.S. Virgin Islands, in mathematics, we have Esterlyn Matura. From the state of Utah, in the category of mathematics, we have Benjamin Larson and Nicole Rubes. For science, from Utah, Heidi Ceballos, Andy Felker, and Mary Allenwong. From the state of Vermont in mathematics, we have Kathy Gingras. And science from the state of Vermont, Elisa Castellini and Joanne Harvey. From the state of Virginia, in the mathematics category, we're pleased to honor Elizabeth Lynch. And in science from the state of Virginia, Jennifer Gates and Laurie Sullivan. From the state of Washington, in mathematics, we recognize Kimberly Newton. And in science from the state of Washington, we recognize Jenna Samora, Renee Scar, and Jenny Warmouth. From West Virginia, in the mathematics category, we recognize Leanne Chelsea, Kimberly Kettler, and Krista Miller. In science from the state of West Virginia, we recognize Faith Harper, Megan Lynch, and Heather Puglisi. From the state of Wisconsin, in mathematics, we recognize Jacqueline Vazilovich, Deborah Heitman, and Melissa Sperley. And in Wisconsin, for the science category, we recognize Mary Kantak, Sheila Cole, and Rhonda Veravin. From the state of Wyoming, in the mathematics category, we recognize Amber Johnson, Heather Coldy, and Elizabeth McKay. And for science from the state of Wyoming, we recognize Elizabeth David, Emily Emond, and Shannon Huber. Again, we'd like to offer our sincere congratulations to all of our state and jurisdiction finalists. We salute you for your incredible work and this phenomenal honor that you have so richly deserved. And we hope that you have at least appreciated this moment of recognition for your service. Before we adjourn, we'd like to thank those of you who've joined us virtually on Zoom, as well as those who may be watching on YouTube. We thank you for your presence and ask that you continue to support these incredible educators who are doing phenomenal work in schools all across our nation. We would like to ask that as we adjourn the first segment of this meeting, we want to invite our finalists to please remain. We have a special activity that we would like to have you engage in just a moment.